Hello everyone, I am joined by Ryan LaPlante, no stranger to this event, having already shipped it at one time before. But something I wanted to talk to you about is that I think that there's been a lot more re-entries in the last couple years. You made kind of a funny post the other day, like, oh, I re-entered this event 12 times. And you know, there's lots of talk and speculation. And I think especially for newer players, but also for more seasoned pros, trying to navigate this re-entry, trying to know, what's the line, where to draw the line, where's the value, how many players does there need to be. So, from someone who obviously has a little bit of experience, talk to us a little bit about how you make those decisions.
I mean, deciding whether or not to re-enter always comes down to each person's personal preference, because you have to decide two different things. You have to decide how tough is this tournament at this stage, and whether the edge I have or perceptually have is large enough to justify the variance. Because the later you register in a tournament, the edge decreases ridiculously so, and the variance goes up exponentially. So when you're going to register with 12 big blinds, even if let's say that tournament you register at the start, you think you have 100% ROI, 12 big blinds, you might only have a 5% ROI, and the swings associated with that are ridiculous. So it comes down to each person's comfortableness. And when I'm deciding to re-enter or not, I'm always just deciding between those two factors. And whether I'm on bullet 1 or bullet 15, it's always the exact same decision. Is this entry profitable for me, and am I comfortable with the variance associated with it? And if I am, I fire. If I'm not, I don't. That's it.
I love it. Well, I think especially in PLO, there's a lot of people jumping into this who are maybe slightly less experienced, who aren't quite as sure. So is that one of the factors that goes into you understanding that you probably have an edge in a lot of these lower buy-in spots?
Right. I mean, I do play a lot of the lower buy-in stuff here in Vegas, so I get to play against these fields all the time regularly, and I'm just very comfortable in them. And I'm also comfortable firing as many shells as it's needed. This year, I'm actually only going to get to play the first flight of this, as I'm going to be playing the 5K later today, probably, unless I bag in day 2. But I'm just always comfortable firing down, and honestly, if I'm not fully comfortable firing each shell and losing each one, and at the end of it looking back and being completely okay with it, then at some point I started making mistakes in entering. And if you can't just make that, just view that entry is already gone, then you aren't playing well enough rolled for the games. And that's just how I enter each tournament.
Oh, I love it. Thank you so much, this guy. He's so articulate. Ryan LaPlante, I'm Sarah Herring. You're on PokerNews.com.